I can't just help feeling like how much worse this could have been. Any plans to move? Funny that you should ask. It's very rainy outside today, but I do not care because I am heading to IKEA. Prime rainy day activity, if I do say so myself. I've got my bag ready to go, and I think that is it. I'm also just making sure the apartment looks okay because the parentals are coming by with me. I'm meeting them at IKEA. They're coming back with me to bring stuff and install some stuff. This video is not sponsored by IKEA, but I'm actually doing a campaign with them on Instagram. So that's what this trip was kind of sparked by. This sunset. It's my favorite part about this apartment. Well, one of my favorite parts, but I just love this glow. I have not one, but 2 deadlines tomorrow. It is 4:40 in the afternoon. They are due at noon tomorrow. Both are not done, so we're fine. Everything's good. I'm gonna get it done. It's moments like this where I feel like school, university life has prepped me for scrambling to get deadlines done. I have been here before and I have survived. I can do it again. Oh my god, my closet is like actually just, hold on, let me go fix those drawers. I'm so embarrassed. This never happens. These are always closed, everything's always neat. We're back. I really do need to tackle that closet. I still haven't gotten around to it and it really needs to be done. What else? Ow. Ow. Currently working on August Plan With Me, which is definitely live at this point, but I want to show you a behind the scenes of what my sketches look like for spreads before they get completed live on camera for the finished product. But this is my sketches for my brainstorming for August. I love seeing the behind the scenes of stuff like this because these are just like such cute little mini versions of the spreads, and it's so fun to see what they end up actually turning into. This notebook is the Plant-Based Bride collaboration with Archer and Olive. I think I showed this in the last vlog. Again, if you want to check it out, it's linked below, and you can get 10% off if you use the code Caitlin's Corner when you check out. Unrelated, but I gotta say, I am really loving this, what is it called? It's like a bralette that I got from Abercrombie. It's very thick and the material is just nice. I don't know, it feels really high quality. I might get another one. Okay, I gotta go and do stuff. While I'm waiting for the bachelorette to go on, I figured I'd do this little mini IKEA haul. It is a mini haul. There have been a few changes to the office based on this shopping adventure, so I'm gonna wait to show you that. But as for the other things, you know, it's just a small little batch. Didn't have to go crazy at IKEA because I don't really need much. Let's start with the fun ones. The first thing I'm very pumped about is this watering can, because I have not owned a watering can despite being a plant mom to 4 beautiful plants that get watered with my drinking glass on the weekly, and usually it involves spilling water all over the place because obviously. So something with the proper spout is needed, and this was inexpensive. It's adorable, good size, it's not too big, it won't be hard to store. So very excited to give the plants the H2O in this. I'm on FaceTime constantly, and that usually involves me just resting my phone against random objects in my apartment. But I saw someone on YouTube talk about this. It was like $2 at IKEA. It's just a piece of wood with these notches in it that allow you to put your phone. And it's just a lot more secure than what I've been doing before. So I feel like this will get a lot of good use too. I'll probably keep it in the office, but it's light enough to just like come with me where it needs to go. Okay, and then not so fun things. IKEA is a great place to go to get those essentials, those adulting purchases that you never are excited to make. The first thing I got was a colander. I like the fact that it has these rests here so I can just fit it onto my sink. Then I got a scrubby brush so that I can like really go in on it with my dishes. And last but not least, I got a toilet bowl cleaner or toilet brush cleaner. I have to replace mine because you should replace those things because they get gross for obvious reasons. And again, this is very inexpensive at IKEA. Every time I go, I usually pick up one to replace my old one. And The Bachelorette is now on, so I'm gonna go do that. This is the first time I'm watching The Bachelorette. I will say I find the concept absurd, however, it is entertaining. And also it is fun to have something to watch live on television at like Monday at 8 p.m. I feel like I've become so accustomed to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Crave and all these things where you're just streaming. So it doesn't matter when you watch it, whether it's live or not. And this is a show that like is good to watch live because the tweets are great. I gotta say, I don't recommend waking up to water all over your floor and your sink bursting water. Just not a great time. I did though dry everything up. So essentially what happened is there is a pipe connecting my water supply to my sink that I guess burst. And I woke up this morning just hearing this loud water sound. I thought there was honestly a storm happening outside, and the second I got out of my bedroom, I put my feet on the floor and there was water, and panic immediately set in. I looked for the valve to turn it off. Thankfully that stopped the water. I'm honestly just feeling so grateful that I was able to dry all the water. There's a ton, let me show you, of towels. Look at this, it's so gross. Towels and bed sheets I use to soak everything up. But I can't just help feeling like how much worse this could have been. None of my stuff is damaged. The floors seem like they're gonna be fine. We got through it. It's just building experience on my life resume. I think I need to make a coffee just to make me feel better. Oh, I also have like my little baby fan going, trying to just dry up what was here. Those are the pads and tampons that survived the flood. I've also decided that today's events have made me realize I need to add flood detectors to my security system. So I'm ordering those right now. Plot twist, new fear unlocked. What if this had happened while I wasn't home? We're not even gonna entertain that. Woo, I'm getting 1% back on my purchase. Raise the roof, raise the roof. It's not all negative, you know? 1% is 1%. What a day it has been. There's been so many people in and out of this apartment because of that issue right there. It is resolved, things are good. I actually got a new faucet. So just in case you were like, whoa, new faucet. Yeah, doesn't that look great? I do feel like this is a good opportunity though to bring attention to something that any renter I think should be aware of, and that is renter's insurance. Renter's insurance, if I had a case scenario where I had my own stuff damaged, like my own furniture or equipment or any of that damaged, because I have renter's insurance, I would have been covered. But if I hadn't, and I had a serious flooding issue beyond what happened today, then I would have been in big trouble. So it's not too expensive, renter's insurance. It's, in the grand scheme of things, well worth it if something happens. And I just want to make sure that if you are renting right now and you're like, I don't have renter's insurance, take this as a sign to go do that, because very important. This is my bag that I'm taking with me to dinner tonight. It's ready to go. And shockingly, despite the fact that this happened today, I also managed to film a video, shoot photograph content, write a blog post, draft a caption for a sponsored post. Oh my goodness, I did so much. Even though it was like pure chaos. I had 2 days in a day. I changed my mind. This is now my outfit. Big difference, I know. I love the shirt though. I got it from Abercrombie. And also it doesn't show sweat stains because it's loose. Whereas my other top was starting to get a little gross. TMI, but I gotta go. My Uber's almost here. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, we're still vlogging. Hey, girl.
Hi, I'm just getting a clip. Ooh, okay, wait, we gotta pay attention. What's going on here? It's out. So it's not as many, it's just the same notebook in different sizes. I also love, like, I can't get another one, but they have like this rose like one that's like it's called Floral Sunset.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
What a great day it is when your avocado just comes out so perfect. I really lucked out with this bag. It was an impulse bag of avocados that I purchased at the grocery store, and it has been one of the better impulse purchases I've made. I bought this little lemon juice container, so I'm just gonna like do a few drops, add my everything bagel seasoning. The city lately has been so much more alive. If you haven't really kept up with what's been happening in Toronto with COVID, we had been in lockdown for months and months and months, and it just was a very long period of not much to do. And now we are in stage, as of today, stage 3, which means like indoor dining just opened last week. Gyms are back open. Like there's a lot that's just kind of been reinstated. And I think that combined with the fact that the weather is summer and it's just really nice out, it just, everyone seems to be, the city just seems to be in a brighter mood. Also yesterday there was like a table next to Maddie and I where there were a few people getting together, and you could tell it was like the first time that they had all seen each other in a really long time, because I was tuning into them when they were doing their greetings. And I don't know, it's just like a moment where you're like, oh, human connection, being with people that you love and care about, like there is nothing that trumps that. Oh girl, I was just about to call you or text you. I thought you were gonna work.
I just feel like trash.
Oh no. That's what it is though. Your body knows that you can collapse now, and it's like, oh, we're gonna do it. This has been building. Okay, vlog, this is the behind the scenes of me filming an intro for a video. Okay, here we go. Whether you are a student struggling through exam chaos or working full-time at a job where you're juggling lots of projects, a planner can really help you stay organized. If you follow my weekly newsletter, then you may have caught on to the fact that every week, pretty much every week, I do a little section in the newsletter called #Caitlin's Bookshelf, where I talk about the books, or I share the books I've been reading, that I'm currently reading, all the things. But I also want to share them here on the vlog because contemporary romance wise, I've read more goodness since the last time you and I talked about this. The first one being Love at First by Kate Claiborne. I actually read Love Lettering, this book right here, last year, and this was the book that, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about, that was about a woman who ran a calligraphy, did she run a calligraphy store? She did calligraphy for a living, and it was based in New York, and it was really cute, and I really enjoyed it. But I actually enjoyed this one even more than Love Lettering. Essentially the main character, Nora, lives in this small apartment unit with like a lot of older people, and they're all quirky, and one of the residents passes away, and in moves in a very young, attractive male specimen who gets her attention, but he wants to like cause changes to their quaint apartment unit situation, and she's very threatened by that. So it kind of becomes like an enemies to lovers sitch. I just thought it was a cute one. I haven't heard much about it too, but yeah, I feel like this one ended up tickling my fancy even more than love lettering. And this week, like literally in the last 7 days, I read 2 contemporary romances. One was The Kiss Quotient. I have heard lots of praise for The Kiss Quotient. I had no idea what it was about, and I had always assumed it was a really like quaint, cute little romance. The whole premise of the story is this woman hires an escort to teach her how to be better at sex. So if that is like, huh, what's going on there? Possibly one that you would want to consider reading. Definitely a unique one. And then It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey is another one that I read. I found it because it was all over TikTok, and it has Schitt's Creek vibes because the main character, kind of like Alexis, she just kind of parties and doesn't really have a real job and is just living the vida loca, and then her stepfather kind of cuts her off and sends her to this town where she has to kind of figure how to be a regular adult. And there she meets this fisherman that is not very happy with her presence there. So again, enemies to lovers situation. I will say both of these books, The Kiss Quotient and It Happened One Summer, very much so spicy. So if you do not like the spice, I would avoid. Non-fiction wise, the 2 books I'm juggling right now is, I showed this earlier, In the Flow by Elisa Vitti. This is the book that's going over my cycle. I talked about this in the last vlog about how I'm learning more about my cycle. I want to deep dive into the knowledge. I've hit the section where it talks about the certain types of foods that are better for you at different stages in your cycle. I'm just about to hit the exercise portion of the book. I feel like this is definitely going to be a book that I have to go back to and reference, so I've been highlighting things in it. And I'm also reading Fierce Self-Compassion, How Women Can Harness Kindness to Speak Up, Claim Their Power and Thrive by Kristen Neff. And this one's going well so far. I'm about 130 pages in. I've really been liking this one. She talks about how the 3 components to self-compassion are mindfulness, common humanity, and kindness. And those are 3 things that I've always had a lot of belief in, especially mindfulness, but particularly common humanity and kindness. I think those are such underappreciated traits to have, and I love like the emphasis put on it. Still a lot to go through, obviously. Oh, I love a book too, may I just add, that has so many references. Look at this. This is all just the references to things that she talks about in the books. That has been something that I am trying to look out for more, is I do really like it when I see citations and references, because it validates that there's been extra thought put into the arguments or the themes or the insights. Do you guys enjoy the book portions of these vlogs? I feel like there's a lot of you who are always asking about what I'm reading, and I feel like it's just easiest to keep you guys updated via a vlog. I also do have a Goodreads account, as I've mentioned many times before. I keep that always updated as well. That's a satisfying sound. I'm about to make dinner, and I figured I'd answer some questions that I asked you guys on Instagram. You can go follow me at Caitlin Marie De Silva. I'm planning on peeling and chopping up some sweet potato and zucchini. I don't know why my zucchini feels very large today, but we're going with it. Someone asked, how long have you been living with yourself? So if you are new here, I have been living on my own since the spring of 2019, so about 2 years. Favorite and least favorite new clothing trend. Favorite trend, I don't think it's like a new trend, but high-waisted things, I'm very much so a fan of. And least favorite trend, I'm gonna say, again, not new, but I feel like cropped everything. Like, crop tops are cute, but everything I feel like you look at in stores or online is cropped, and sometimes I just want a regular shirt. I'm very behind though on clothing trends, guys. I just got my first pair of mom jeans a month or so ago. Any plans to move? Funny that you should ask. This is not my moving announcement, but I had been considering back in December, actually, whether or not I was gonna move, because the Toronto rental market really went down because of COVID. Obviously with COVID, everything was closed, so there's a lot of people moving out of the city. Long story short, I had been looking casually, but I just never came across something that was in a price point that would make moving worthwhile that I also loved better than this apartment. This apartment is really cute and unique, and anywhere that I kind of liked had something about it that I like, an issue about it that made it not ideal, whether it was lighting issues or even the color of the cabinets. Like I have white cabinets, which is really nice for filming. I know that's not something that anyone considers, but when you film and your life is on camera, like you kind of also need things that will work with what you do. I basically just decided that I'm going to make improvements that I want to make to this apartment to make it work for however much longer I'm here. And then when it is time to go, I'll be going to something that like fits all the boxes that I need it to. Do you ever get into a rut where you are constantly overthinking things? Absolutely. All the time, guys. The amount of conversations I have with my mother about this topic, astronomical. I think at the end of the day though, whenever I'm kind of like spiraling in that way, I always try and remind myself, what is the thing that I need to worry about right now? What's the issue in front of me? And not allow myself to spend too much time dwelling on things that are for tomorrow me or for next week me, because I can't do anything to change that situation for my future self. All I can control is what I'm doing right now. I also shouldn't be waving a knife in the air while I talk about this, but I find it helpful sometimes to just have that person to bounce ideas off of and remind you to stop freaking out about things that are out of your control. And my mother and my father and my brother sometimes, and my friends, whoever it is that's on the phone, they usually are really good at helping me with that. Why do you feel the need to offset the number of fiction novels you read by reading nonfiction? I don't prioritize nonfiction reading because I feel a need to. It's because I want to. Like, I really enjoy reading for pleasure, but I also find there's something really satisfying about reading a nonfiction book that's teaching you something new. I'm a big believer in constantly growing and educating yourself. I really like the concept of constantly pushing my brain. As far as education goes, I just feel like books are the way that I like to do that process. So that's why I kind of talk about wanting to find a balance between fiction and nonfiction, because it does require a bit more intention, because fiction reading is fun and I always want to do it. How do you deal with the pressure of not having a boyfriend? Do you feel pressure? I don't think anyone in my life really pressures me to be in a relationship. So I don't think I feel it from anyone like in my personal life. Obviously, I think society in general has an expectation for me to be looking for a relationship and in a relationship and thinking about family and kids, although I'm still young, I'm 24. I want kids, I want a family, but I also don't want to be just waiting around to live my life until someone comes into my life. I just can think of nothing more depressing than only starting to enjoy aspects of my life or make plans or make moves until a person is beside me, because I just think I would regret it one day, not really like soaking in this time. And I feel like this time in my life is so exciting. You know, romantic relationships aren't the only way to have that sense of connection and family and support in your life. The attention that I would be giving to someone else is being given to other people. So if you are currently single, I really challenge you to have some shifts on your perspective about it. It can be a really great season of life. So, hey-o. I have cut up my veggies. I've got my sweet potato in here. My zucchini is all quartered. Drizzle with olive oil. I'm gonna do a little one. Spinning that all up so it's evenly coated with seasoning. I just have paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, and in the same bowl, I'm just gonna put my zucchini quarters and essentially do the same thing. Here's our pan of veggies. Let's answer a few more of these though. Describe 16-year-old Caitlin. 16-year-old Caitlin was in grade 10. She was very determined and focused on her schoolwork. She was trying to figure out her confidence, trying to get over her fear of public speaking. She was putting on a brave face sometimes when she just didn't feel very confident. If you had to wear one color for the rest of your life, what would it be? The most boring answer, but probably black. I really love black, or black's a shade, but probably black. I just find it to be a color that I feel powerful in, I can feel sexy in, I can feel put together in. I feel like that answer kind of clashes with what one would assume based on my personality type. I like to think that I'm someone who's warm and a little bit more on the bubblier side, but I don't know, black is where it's at. I'd get sick of anything else for the rest of my life. Is there a vegetarian restaurant in Toronto that you can recommend? Maybe one of your favorites. Fresh is obviously at the top of that list. I just have Fresh so often. I've lost count of the amount of times I've gone there. Their quinoa onion rings are still my favorite thing on their menu. I also really like this vegan restaurant called Love. I think they have one in Montreal as well, a location in Montreal and Toronto. I think that's a wrap for today's little mini Q&A sesh. Hope you had a fun time with that one. I have a little bit of a headache. I have a suspicion that's because I haven't drank enough water today, so we're trying to fix that.